Guys, I don't know if you guys have literally heard the latest. Have you guys heard the latest, Black Americans? Because very soon Asians will be taking people to court for boycotting them. Like, what nonsense? When I saw this clip, I was like, go ahead, do it, let's see. Do it, let's see. A lot of people came out and say black people cannot do anything, black Americans cannot do anything, black Americans don't have the impetus, they don't have the guts, they don't have the balls to boycott people. A lot of you Asians came out and were wrapping your mouths, and you're making it look like the black dollar really does not matter. And right now, this is what I'm seeing. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, with that being said, let's dive right into the sweetest part of this video. I'll be back with commentaries.
Allegedly, the Asian community is trying to go ahead and enact a 2.0 to the Asian hate bill, where they're going to try to say that it is hateful against Asian communities, that we're no longer shopping with their businesses. So it just made me wonder, how are you going to force us to shop with your businesses? How? Like, what does that even look like? How does that look like? So is it just that the people who are speaking about the boycott are going to be condemned, or what is it? How is that going to work?
Had to pass the anti-Asian American hate crime bill, huh? And then once you got the hate bill passed, you stood your kissing ass up there and said that black people were the reason why you weren't getting admitted into Ivy League schools, and then they banned DEI, and your ass still not getting into them Ivy League schools. Guess who still is getting in? Black women, young black men. But I thought it was us. Nigga, I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you, all you dumbass people think, if we getting something and we getting somewhere and you not, it's a you problem. Cyrus Cormack walks into a convenience store, picks up 4 bottles of water, puts them back, all on camera, is accused of stealing, leaves the store with no idea that anybody is in pursuit of him or that he's done anything wrong, because he didn't. Said that he had a gun, he didn't. And then is chased by the Chows. Rick Chow, the father, and his son Andy Chow. Andy Chow want to get up there and play dumb. He think that because that's that white playbook. He think, oh, I just go up here. I so dumb. I know nothing. I'm just a quiet. I don't bother nobody. That's the stereotype that Asians have, is being quiet and, you know, seen and not heard. And then he get up there and he think, because y'all always looking for white validation to the point where y'all think y'all white people, you can go up there and play dumb by white people like white people do, and you just gonna get away with it. Y'all had no reason to pursue this boy. And if he did steal, there's nothing in that store, nor nothing in the law that protects death because of theft. The things that you can name that black people have done for you do not equal disenfranchisement. But historically, the things that white people have done for you have not only been racist, but disenfranchised you. Yet, you can seem to get over that. And the reason why you're able to get over that is because white people love a lapdog. They love it. They love it. The white people desire nothing more. Nothing more. There is no greater gesture to white people than being able to be used by them. They love it. And I don't know about y'all, but I know if me and Big Cat chased somebody down and Big Cat shot him, they charge my ass too.
Yeah. Both our black asses be locked up.
Both of us. They'll say we held hands and pulled the gun together. In a feat that we've never caught on camera, we finally got the double trigger pull that black people like to use so much.
The double trigger pull. We thought it was a myth.
We thought it was a myth, but we caught it on camera. They actually joined hands, put both of their fingers on the trigger together, and shoot the victim simultaneously, using one gun and one bullet.
again, Moors, this is an opportunity. So these sleepy Moors, they're saying not another dime. Eventually, they're going to be like, oh, why? They're going to be like, there's got to be a way that I can counteract these people using their nationality against me because of. I'm not taking it seriously, but I'm just going to pass it on. Apparently, there are Asian American business owners who are going around, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, saying we need to file yet another Asian hate bill because the black folks said we ain't going to shop with us. They're not going to shop with us anymore. So, and I bet it'll work. They trying to, it sounds like you trying to get legislation passed that says black folks going to be forced to shop with y'all because that's all they're not hating on you. They're not hating you at all. They're just saying we're not coming to your store. Don't you have the whole rest of the country to shop with you? No, because everybody else shops with their own. That's why your business is failing. They either shop with their own or they shop with our oppressor. So when we don't show up, wow, we were the only ones shopping. You act like we're the only customers in the country. Turns out we were. So Moors, you need to be positioning yourselves, right? Because it's like being the guy who decided to start building garages when cars were first being manufactured. Everybody, what's you crazy? That thing is hokey. It ain't gonna go nowhere. All right. I'm just saying, get ready, stay ready. Take your places.
So it has come to my attention that apparently, and don't mind my room because I'm moving, the Asian community is a hate crime. When you told me we couldn't.
Boycotting's not enough. Boycotting the Asian community is just not enough for me. Honestly, I feel like we need to understand what we're competing against. All right. And in order for us to like really crush our competition and let them know like we really don't need them for real, because we don't. And what that video told me was that their business models, they came here and they made great business models that work in our own communities. And we haven't figured out how to do that. So I'm going to take my accounting expertise and bring it to you. So first of all, we need to understand what we're competing against. All right. Now, one person goes over to Asia, they come here, or that one person comes from Asia, they come over here, they work, save money, buy a building, open up a nail salon. They call 5 of their family members and say, hey, nail salon is up and running. You guys come over here and we're going to start working. Now, this is the one thing we're missing and we don't understand about our competitor. They're not going to pay them the same thing that we would expect here in America. Why? Because their expectations are different. They're not coming here thinking they're going to make $17 an hour. They're actually okay with making 10. They're not rich. So their largest expense is now cut in half. Not only that, but their business model makes sense for our own Black communities, right? And I'll say for the specific communities that one man was talking about, right? He's talking about low income communities. Let's keep it a band. And the reason it works for us is because their price point is low. Why is their price point low? Because they do high volume. High volume meaning there's 5 different people, maybe 6, 7 different employees in there. They can afford to have 6, 7, 8 employees there because they're only paying them $10 an hour. They do not have to pay them the standard rate of like 17. So they can have more employees in there, right? So more employees equals more people that can get done, right? They can probably bust out about $1,500 to $2,000 a day working on maybe, 30, 40 women in one day. That's easy work for them. And that's only one day. So high volume is what helps them. High volume, low price point. Okay. Also keep in mind, largest expense is very minimum because they're using foreigners to handle their labor in their business. All right, so now let's talk about us in our Black community. I'm not sure why we have all these one-off nail salons. And what I mean by one-off, meaning you have one person in this nail salon, in this studio, that's charging about $150 per set. That doesn't work. Why would that ever work? One, you're not helping the community. Two, you're not giving jobs. Three, yeah, you might be making $600 in a day, but how long is that gonna last? It might not be consistent. And you're doing all the work, right? Because you're just one person. So you're doing the marketing, you're doing the sales, you have to do the nails, you have to do the cleanup, the taxes, the accounting. You're doing everything because you're one person. But if you opened a business, you can spread the wealth. So hear me out. Again, disclaimer, I am not in the nail industry, so I don't know all the details, but I'm an accountant and I'm really good with numbers. So follow me here. What if we did 2 different models in a nail factory? Meaning the first model being a membership model, okay? You tell 150 women that, hey, you can get your nails and toes done twice a month for $200, right? Or maybe you say 300. I'm gonna go with 200 though for math's sake, okay? If you can get 150 women to do that, that's going to be $30,000 in recurring revenue every single month. Guaranteed. $30,000 in recurring revenue, okay? Now, let's talk about the highest expense. It's going to be payroll. You make it $30,000 in recurring revenue, you can afford to pay somebody $17 an hour. It might cost you about, with 5 employees, that's probably going to cost you about $12,240. That's paying 5 employees, $17 per hour, and they're working about 36 hours per week. That's going to be $12,240. If you add in the taxes and the payroll fees that you're going to have to pay, that's going to be about $16,000, okay? But you just made $30,000. That leaves you with $14,000 left, or 47% of your revenue to pay for other things. And that's just one tier. The second tier is that these nail techs that can build their own clientele, come work in the studio in our building. We take 10%. The other 90 is for you. You think one nail tech, let's say they do $5,000 per month, okay? And that's minimum. They do $5,000 per month. We're going to take 500 of that. You get 10 of those, you done made an extra $5,000. So now instead of $30,000, you just made $35,000. Great business model. Everybody eats. You have your employee, you have your people that want to do their own business. They're keeping 90% of their revenue. Then you have the people that are doing hourly, and you're doing a membership model with them. I want to hear y'all thoughts and what you would think about it, but my goal is to build something sustainable to where we never have to go back to the Asian community. It's not a question of boycotting. You'll never see us again because our business models work in our own communities. All right, that's all I have. Share your thoughts. Bye.
Is now trying to add an amendment to the Asian hate bill to say that it's a hate crime to boycott Asian businesses. What? How the fuck are you going to make black people spend money with you? What stage of grief is this? Force? I find it funny that they're running to the white man to get the white man to force black people to do something, but you're not asking those same white men to patronize your businesses. Why is that?
It seems like the Asian boycott is working. They took their happy asses down there to try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate bill to force black people to shop at their establishments. But I thought y'all don't need us. I mean, y'all dared us to not shop with y'all, not knowing that Truth or Dare was one of our favorite games back in the day, but y'all dared us to do that. And when we took y'all up on that dare and said, oh, bet y'all want to go down to Washington, D.C. and try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate to force black people to shop in your establishments. How does that work? So y'all gonna make sure, hold our hands and make us forcefully buy your products? Because I think even Donald Duck is gonna look at y'all like y'all goofy as fuck for even trying to present a 2.0. somebody got to break this bill down to me, make it make sense, because they fucking delusional.
Nobody owes you anything. There are very few things in life that are just an inalienable right, that you are just entitled to. If you ask me, those two things are safety and respect. Besides that, you have to earn it. That's why we roll our eyes when we talk about things like the male loneliness epidemic, because we know that companionship with women is not something that men are entitled to. Rather, it's the responsibility of men to be a people that women want to keep community with, that they find safety, benefit, and enjoyment from being around. If you're following me this far, I'm going to take this a layer deeper, specifically to the Asian community. This outcry about the Black community calling to boycott Asian businesses in light of the recent verdict with the Rick Chow case. It's giving the same energy as a self-proclaimed nice guy, getting all upset because women don't want to date him. He's a nice guy. He's not like those other guys. Why is he getting punished for the bad behavior of other men? Well, that attitude kind of makes him seem like not such a nice guy. The fact that he doesn't have empathy or understanding for why women might not feel safe, might be distrustful or resentful, it kind of proves their point, that he's not that safe to begin with. Before the whatabouters get here, I am not saying that these are a perfect comparison, that these are the same issue. But I hope it puts into perspective that much like men are not entitled to the trust, the benefit of the doubt, the friendship, the community, the business of women, the Asian American community is not entitled to that from Black people either. Being a minority yourself doesn't entitle you to shit. It's not a get out of jail free card when it comes to prejudice. It's not an invisibility cloak, an immunity blanket. But when you act like it is, when you act like your specific minority identity exists in a vacuum from all these other ones, you're denying that all of these things are interlinked. Cyrus Carmack Belton should be alive, but he's not. And instead there is no justice. And that should be of way, way, way more consequence to you than your own feelings about how you are or will be impacted. If you would like, as an Asian person, to have the community, the trust, the friendship, the benefit of the doubt, the business of the Black community, then you need to earn it. Who set that system up isn't always enough. You have to then ask the question, and who continues to...
About the Stop Asian Hate movement from the very beginning is that it didn't really seem to have any demands. It's kind of just like, stop hate criming us, please. Like, stop hate criming us, stop stereotyping us. And demand-wise, maybe just like a push for more representation and for more education on Asian American history, which are all good and important, obviously. And the last two, I think, could actually be effective. But you can't politely ask a racist person into not being racist. And part of this is because the term Asian American is so gigantic and broad that it includes so many different people, a lot of whom feel really no affinity with each other and have no community or solidarity with each other. We also don't locate like material, real historical locations of why Asian American oppression exists. We have this amnesia about it. At most, we point to the Chinese Exclusion Act and the Japanese internment camps, which are obviously important, and obviously more people should know about those. If you're Asian American, I want you to think about why you and or your family had to immigrate in the first place. The situation is going to be different for everyone, but for a lot of us, it's often war, extreme poverty, dictatorships, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Khmer Rouge, all things that America played a part in. Or even if it's just to like seek prosperity. Why is that better sought in America than in our home countries? Because there's been a historical extraction of wealth. Why are all the sweatshops in Asia? Before anyone comes in the comments to yell at me, I'm not going, oh, literally everything is America's fault. But a lot of stuff is America's fault. I think a lot of Asian Americans are scared to admit that. Maybe we can point to the Chinese Exclusion Act and the Japanese internment camps, but because they're over, but how the United States government has played a very strong role in perpetually painting us as foreigners and outsiders. And something that really upsets me is I feel like I'm seeing the Stop Asian Hate movement just turn into a list of every hate crime against an Asian person committed by a Black person. And people going, why do people care so much about anti-Black racism, but not about us? First of all, like I've said before, racism is not like cash that you can bank and then take out and use to be racist to someone later. Someone being racist to you does not mean you're allowed to be racist back. That's common human decency. Secondly, the conversation around anti-Black racism is so strong. Firstly, because it's what the country was literally founded on, that and the genocide of Native Americans. And secondly, because a lot of people have worked very, very hard for generations, for centuries to bring attention to the issue. Immigrants are by default a self-selecting population of whoever was able to survive what was going on back home. And I think that has biased our community in the United States overall to be one that, for the most part, tries to keep its head down. It's a stereotype, but tell me it hasn't happened in your family. Tell me you haven't seen it happen. We need to put in those centuries of work too. And 3, conversations about anti-Black racism often point to the source of the issue, the long-lasting effects, and what is to be done about them. Slavery, besides physically and psychologically torturing people in ways that are just passed down through generations, combined with Jim Crow and redlining, and that Black Americans are overall generations behind on building wealth, because they weren't allowed to. The solution for that is reparations. What are we pointing to? What are we asking for? Maybe, for example, because of things like the Chinese Exclusion Act and Japanese internment camps, have been systematically and perpetually painted as foreigners who carry disease, foreigners who are spies. The vulnerable among us, the working class, the recently immigrated, those with precarious immigration or citizenship statuses, are more threatened by ICE. Maybe that's something we could focus on, instead of just asking people to be nice to us. There's been a lot of talk about repealing birthright citizenship, even repealing retroactively. If that happens, you're cooked. I'm cooked. A lot of our friends and family are cooked. Adoptees have had to struggle with this when they grow up and find out that their parents didn't fill out the proper paperwork when adopting them, so they're technically not citizens. We should do something about that. Maybe we should have better paths to citizenship. Maybe we should have a better system in place of rights for non-citizens. We talk a lot about the fetishization of Asian women. Are we doing anything about the tourists who fly to Southeast Asia? What about workers in our communities? Listen, there are awesome organizations out there and awesome activists out there who are connecting all these dots and doing all this work. I feel like we, as Asian Americans on the just day-to-day, person by person level, don't have a consciousness about what we're even really asking for and where it's all coming from. Sidebar, shout out Red Canary Song. Check him out.
So let me get this straight. And I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably not. So the Asians now are trying to add an amendment to the Asian hate bill. So Asian hate bill 2.0, that it's a hate crime if Black folks don't shop at their businesses. Wow. You got to be fucking kidding me, dude. You got to be kidding me. The question is, for any Asian out there who's man or woman enough to answer, how many times do you shop at a Black business? Just a thought. How many Black friends do you have? How many Black people actually really do you truly know? The question. 2.0, because we won't fucking shop at your stores. You got to be kidding me, right? How can you make somebody spend money at your store? Explain it to me.
People, I didn't want to do this video, but unfortunately, I feel like I have to. This is a fake microphone, and I'm going to get called all types of names for making this video, but I feel like someone needs to reach out to you and explain what's happening within the Black community. Unfortunately, the worst among us have the microphone right now. And there's a lot of good, reasonable Black people that are working to have our voices amplified so that our voices can be heard over the noise of division and animosity. To keep it real with you, a lot of good Black people are scared because if you check the platforms of some of the other content creators that are similar to myself, they're receiving all types of threats. People are threatening their kids, they're threatening their family, and they're threatening them with violence. So no, it's not that Black people lack morals. It's that a lot of Black people are scared to speak up. The recent tension with these 2 court cases regarding Carmelo and Cyrus have been very polarizing and has created a rift in our nation that we're trying to repair. For those of you that don't hate us, I want to thank you for your patience and your understanding. Internally, we're working on stimulating cultural reform within our communities. A lot of the Black people that I know have white and Asian people that have always treated them like family. So the last thing that we want to do is allow people to attack our families. We don't want conflict. We want peace and unity. And I'm just asking for your help in getting my voice amplified and others like it so we can put an end to this tension and division.
Hi, I know that there are plenty of black people on these platforms who are far more qualified, educated, and experienced than me to talk about the impetus and context behind black folks boycotting Asian businesses. I just wanted to pop on here and remind folks who still don't get it yet that black people can boycott whomever and whatever the fuck they want. I will say that again for the racists in the back. Black people at any time can boycott whomever and whatever the fuck they want because, agree or disagree, we still live in a violent settler colonial society which continues to extract and profit from black bodies, black culture, black education, black invention, and yes, even black resistance. So instead of complaining about black people boycotting something else, you should realize you're the problem if in 2026 you cannot understand why a group of people who were at one time trafficked and deeded as property and literally used as currency and venture capital, why they don't want to participate in this system anymore, especially if it is consistently hurting them. And if you can't understand that, then shut the fuck up.
Stop Asian Hate bill didn't do anything. It actually made the situation worse. The Stop Asian Hate movement was going on at the same time as Black Lives Matter was being very revamped because George Floyd had been murdered. So then to have a bill that's supposed to be protecting Asians without even mentioning legislatively what was going on with black people, our black cousins, it was a slap in the face to their community. Okay, and the Stop Asian Hate bill was just increasing police and law enforcement presence in a lot of heavily Asian communities, which border a lot of heavily black communities. What is that doing for anyone? Like, the police have been a neutral at best presence for Asians, and they've also harmed Asian people. So then to have them swarming our communities, which are often right next to black communities, and we know what the police have been for black people, like, what the fuck did they think would happen? Would that even do any good, okay? Not to mention that it further divided our communities. Because some Asian people were like, oh, look at us, we're such a model minority. We're like so much better than those people over there. We got this Stop Hate Crimes bill because the government cares about us. And then we got a lot of like MAGA Asians rising out of that, thinking that the government actually give a shit about them. And then we had a lot of black people being like, wait, we've been talking about our issues forever. And then Asians get hate crime for like a couple months and then they get a whole bill. Like, why do they not care about black lives, okay? Valid take. I'm still pissed about it. Our government should absolutely be stopping all racially motivated hate crimes, including the murders of black people by the state. As an Asian person, if our black cousins are hurting, any talk about protecting Asians is just blowing hot air. I don't believe it. And now 5 years later, look where we are. All of our communities are getting hit by ICE. Even the white queer ladies are getting unalived by ICE. This legislation actually prevented the creation of new Asian leftists. It created a lot of Asians who were mistakenly believing that the government would protect them. And those are all the thoughts I have on that.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. Hope you guys literally enjoyed all of that clip I was able to roll out for you guys. And honestly, I can't wait for these people to pass that bill. Honestly, pass the damn bill. Pass it. Pass the bill. I can't wait to see that particular bill that you have as an Asian to pass. See, sometimes the way these Asians come out of nowhere, react, and make it look like they are capable of handling everything by themselves, and later on they just switch is really, really annoying. Let's just imagine that that bill is being passed, and yes, it's a hate crime bill, blah, blah, blah. And do you think that as an Asian person, you can literally force black people to come back to your business? I thought a lot of you guys said that you guys can literally do without black people. When I tell you that Black American dollar is very important, and a lot of you guys think that Black American dollar is not important, it is now that you people are now seeing the reality of Black American dollars. Now they're saying we are not shopping with you guys. You guys can go to hell for all we care. Now they're saying we want to transfer all the wealth back into our black community, and you people are calling it hate. Where is that particular hate coming from? Because I don't see anything hateful here. I only see people trying to transfer their wealth back to themselves. I only see people trying to help themselves and their community. So how is it a problem? I have even literally said it that if an African woman, I'm an African woman, Nigerian to be precise, right? So if an African woman even messed up with Black Americans, go ahead and boycott those shops, because nobody deserves you to be, you don't deserve to be spending your money in people's stores, shops, and these said people literally do not care for you. These said people literally do not give an F about you, and you still need to be spending your money. You still need to be spending your money. It's not done anyway. Things are not done like that. So go ahead and pass the bill. Let's see if Black Americans will still come back and shop. They've literally said, we are not coming, whether you like it or not. We're not coming to shop. Like you're not giving me money. You're not putting money in my pocket. So what make you think? What give you that impetus to think that after every single thing, I am going to literally bow down to you? You people don't care at first. I wonder why you people now start caring. So right now, you people need the black dollar. Right now, you people need Black Americans' money. Right now, people have realized that pushing Black Americans away was the worst mistake of your life. The same thing that we have literally been talking over and over again. Black Americans have been preaching it, saying this particular attitude you people are doing, it's not making sense. Stop it. The day it is going to crash on you guys will literally, but you guys refuse. You refuse. So I'm so happy with the way the boycott is going, and Black Americans are not even ready to bow down to any Asian person. They're not even ready to look into your face. They're not even ready to come into your space. Okay? So deal with it. Patronize yourself. Make yourself the billionaires and the trillionaires that you people literally are. Because you people have literally tagged Black Americans as they are lazy, they don't know what to do, they don't do this, they don't do that. A lot of you guys complain every single time about Black Americans. So now they're giving you the opportunity of we no longer want to be lazy. We now want to stand up for ourselves. We now want to do things for ourselves. So it shouldn't be a problem to you guys. It's as simple as ABCD. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.